Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Allie and welcome to the top comment where I read and react to insane internet chaos in the form of Reddit stories. So if you like this type of content, please don't forget to subscribe. It is free and it means a lot to me. Today's episode is going to be a little bit short. I do have to get going. I have to get ready for my brother's wedding. I think this episode comes out after I already get back, but just trying to get things done in advance. So we're going to keep it a little short today. We're going to look at a couple of awkward encounters. On Tuesday, we talked about ridiculous, delusional requests from people. And now we're going to be talking about what happens when people decide to be awkward and weird with each other. So let's get into it. Our first story comes from r/AITAH, and it says, "Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my sister my wedding dress after she ruined hers?" Hi everyone, first time posting here. I honestly don't even know if I'm in the wrong or not, so here goes nothing. I, a 27-year-old woman, got married 2 years ago. It was a pretty small wedding, but I saved up for months to get the dress of my dreams. I even had it customized with some lace from my late grandmother's veil. It was really meaningful to me. Fast forward to now, my younger sister, who's a 24-year-old woman, is getting married in June. She had her final dress fitting, and apparently while out celebrating afterwards, they went out drinking. She spilled wine all over her dress, and long story short, the dress is basically ruined, and the shop says there's not enough time to order a new one. She called me sobbing, and my mom got involved too. They asked if they could borrow my wedding dress. I hesitated because honestly, it's really sentimental to me. Plus, it's tailored exactly to my body, and my sister and I have very different body shapes, so it probably wouldn't fit without major alterations, which could mess it up permanently. I told them I'm really sorry, but I wasn't comfortable with lending it out. My mom then lost it on me and said I was punishing my sister for making a mistake and that I was being materialistic about a piece of clothing. My sister hasn't directly said anything nasty, but she's been pretty cold over text since then. Now I feel awful. I get that weddings are stressful, and I know she didn't ruin her dress on purpose, but at the same time, that dress means a lot to me, and I can't help but feel like I shouldn't have to just hand it over because of someone else's mistake. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not the a-hole. She ruined her dress. Why would she go out drinking? Was she wearing it when she went out drinking, or was it just in the bag? Either way, like if you're gonna go and find your wedding dress, leave it at the shop, go out and have a good time, pick it up on a day where you're not doing anything. That's insane to me how she could just go out and ruin it the same day. I'm just picturing her wearing it out drinking with her friends and sitting there having a grand old little time, and then all of a sudden she just spills wine all over it. I mean, that is tragic, but these are the consequences of your action, girlfriend. Why would you go out in your wedding dress if it's not your wedding day? First of all, you're meant to wear that dress on your wedding day. You're not meant to wear it out drinking with friends casually after you pick the dress out. That's crazy. You don't have to share your dress with her, OP. I don't think you're the a-hole for saying no, you don't want it. Tailored to her body shape, it is going to completely ruin the dress, and it's going to take away from that sentimental value from you. If she wanted to have a nice dress, then she should have not worn it out drinking. That's so dumb. I mean, I get she's only 24 and her frontal cortex hasn't fully developed yet, but be serious right now. You can't go out drinking in your wedding dress after you get it. That's just dumb. That's bad behavior, and what did you think was gonna happen? I mean, anything could have happened to it going out drinking. You could have spilled food on it. You could have been splashed by a car going through a puddle. I mean, literally anything could have happened to it, and she should have kept it safe, and she didn't. So no, you're not the a-hole at all. Your mom sounds unhinged too for yelling at you over it. I mean, that is your personal property and it's something sentimental to you. What is wrong with these people? I'm sorry you are dealing with both of their chaos at the same time. That sounds extremely stressful. The top comment on this one says, "Not the a-hole. Who goes out drinking in their wedding dress? This is not your problem. Make sure no one has access to your dress." Oh yeah, she could come and try to steal it from you if she has a house key or if she has like your garage code numbers or anything like that. I would definitely hide it and put it somewhere safe. The next comment says, "Lock the dress in a suitcase or something until after the wedding." That's a good idea. The next comment says, "This is the time to look up prices for a storage unit." Really? The next one says, "Dry cleaners will even store it for you." Yeah, you have tons and tons of options. You need to get that dress out of your house and to somewhere safe immediately if both your mom and your sister are ganging up on you like this. The next comment says, "Great advice here, but if you do store it, do not tell anyone that you did or where swear you did. Take a picture of the receipt and toss the paper one so they can't find it and use it to retrieve your dress. If you can't get over feeling guilty, give your sister money towards another dress. You are not responsible for her mistakes. Don't think you owe her anything. Mom is quite the bully, isn't she? Yeah, your mom and your sister both sound like they suck and are completely delusional to ask you this. This is insane. You definitely should hide your dress, and I'm sorry, but I have read stories before where the dress has been stolen or soiled before the wedding as an act of revenge. I don't want that to happen to you, especially if it included part of your grandmother's veil and is so sentimental to you. You protect that with your life, okay, babe? The last comment says, seriously, not to be rude, but that seems like the absolute worst thing you could do after the final fitting. It should have been taken off, put in a garment bag, and sent home. If she had to go out drinking first, leave the garment bag in the car. Don't have it anywhere where it's going to get wine spilled on it. Where is the common sense? Your sister has all of one brain cell and she used it to make a terrible decision and ruined her own wedding dress and probably ruined her own wedding if there's not going to be enough time to get a new one in the exact same style. She's probably going to have to settle for something else. And again, that's the consequence of her action. You can't control other people. You are not the a-hole, my dear. Okay, we're going to move on to the last story for today. Yes, there's only 2 stories in this episode. I don't have time right now, quite frankly. There are not enough hours in the day for all the things that I have going on, but I wanted to make it a priority to at least upload something today. So something is better than nothing. Be appreciative for what you have. I appreciate you guys for being here. This one comes from r/raised by narcissists, and it says, my parents sent out a welcome baby invite for our daughter with them as the hosts with their own picture. No mention of us, the actual parents. I'm done. So yeah, the title says it all, but here's the nightmare in full color. My husband and I found out that I was 7 months pregnant while traveling to India, my home country. Because it was such a late discovery, doctors strongly advised that we stay here until the baby is at least 3 months old for safety. Cool, fine. We settled into that idea, got adjusted, and then my parents decided to fly in to help. By help, I mean make everything harder while acting like saints. We have a 2-year-old, and right after we finally get her to sleep after a rough night, my mom thinks it's the perfect time to show up unannounced, loudly talking and shaking plastic toys in her face like we're all at a damn circus. When I say, hey, please don't do that, she just fell asleep, I get hit with the classic, you're too uptight. I raised 3 kids, remember? Ugh, hate that attitude. They constantly trample our boundaries. We told them we're trying to quarantine for the baby's first month, basic, reasonable safety measure. Meanwhile, they're out attending weddings that have more than 1,000 people at them, going on shopping sprees, trips with extended family, and now they're flying to Turkey. Oh, and regularly bringing random friends and relatives to our apartment without telling us, expecting to parade the baby around like she's a damn party favor. Strangers want to hold her like we're not in the middle of, postpartum recovery. But here's the kicker. They went ahead and planned a full-on 40-person welcome baby party without asking us. We only found out after they sent us the invitation, and guess what it says? Grandparents host a welcome party for their granddaughter, Jane, hosted by Bob and Liz, who are the grandparents. And then it includes a picture of them holding the baby like they are the proud parents themselves. No mention of us, the actual parents. No mention of our last name. No acknowledgement that we even exist. They basically presented our daughter like their child. When we asked them to at least include our last name, so it reads Jane Brown, they threw a fit. Their response? You're overreacting. You're too sensitive. Why does the last name matter so much? If it's such a big deal, we'll cancel the party. Like, what? They would rather cancel the entire thing than acknowledge my husband or respect that our daughter actually has a last name, one that's not theirs. My husband, who has always tried to stay neutral before, finally saw it clearly. He said he now fully understands why I've been talking about going low/no contact with them for years. This whole experience has been beyond creepy. I can't even describe the feeling of being completely erased from my own child's life by my own parents. Narcissists through and through. I'm so exhausted. Has anyone else ever experienced this level of boundary trampling and identity theft from your narcissistic parents? Would you find this creepy? Yeah, I would definitely find that creepy. What the Really? That's really weird. I'm just picturing the grandparents sitting there holding the baby in their arms. Oh, we're such proud parents. Yeah, maybe 30 years ago, now your kid is having a kid and you were the grandparents. At At least acknowledge the person who's carrying the baby. Really? These people sound like grade A classic narcissists. You definitely deserve better. They should really just probably cancel that party. I mean, imagine 40 plus people coming over when you have a brand new baby. You just know that they're gonna do some shady, weird shit at that party in order to undermine the parents even further and trample all over said boundaries that they have already clearly set. So I think they should cancel it, but let's see what the commenters say. The top comment says, you need to let them cancel. It sounds like you have a life without them already. Let them be the ones to lower contact. Someone replies to the top comment and says, or just tell them the baby is unavailable that day. She already has plans. Whew, yikes. That's kind of a good one though. Tell them that she's already got plans, you know, being in diapers and exploring the world for the very first time ever. That's really crazy of them. I can't believe that there are people this unhinged out in the world, but Reddit knows. The next comment says, whoa, these are extreme narcissists. Y'all are honestly saints for dealing with both of them with such poise. The absolute disrespect to do all of that to someone they're supposed to cherish and love. Seriously, you need to cut these people off before they seriously harm the mental health of your children. These people are clearly so severely manipulative and self-centered that having them in your life serves absolutely no benefit to you. You, your partner, and your children deserve much better. I would honestly suggest no contact. Them pulling that stunt is not only ridiculously heinous, but also think about the things they may not be aware of. They are trying to introduce your newborn to potential strangers. If they are pulling stunts like this, I don't doubt for a second they are posting pictures of you and your children online without your consent. The danger of that alone would be fair enough, and it's right for no contact. Geez, I don't know what else to say, but I wish you the best and hope you have the strength to remove these horrible people from your life entirely. They do sound like awful people. They sound like the type of person that would post you and your child online without your consent. I didn't even think about that, but I am avidly against posting children online in any way, shape, or form, unless you have like a very private life and a very like private profile. Like, I don't think that you should be out there posting your children on IG Live or anything like that. But if you're gonna post pictures on like your Facebook where it's only your close friends and family that can see, that's different. Posting them out here on YouTube and Instagram and all the other social media platforms that people post their kids on is disgusting. I think it's absolutely horrible, and it should never, ever, ever be done because there are so many predators out there. You don't know who's lurking behind a computer screen. We're only having like worse and worse data leaks as time goes on. So you should dump them because they probably are doing crazy stuff like this. And then who knows what the next level is going to be with, you know, parents that act this way. I mean, this is definitely stepping into some dangerous, kind of scary territory. The next comment says, tell them to cancel the party then. I would go as far as telling them to cut the visit short and leave due to them disrespecting you, your space, and your wishes when it comes to your own children. Yup, it's time for them to go bye-bye. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They don't need to be in your life, and it already sounds like if you've been talking about going low and no contact with them for a while, obviously this is not the very first time that they have done something crazy, and you already know it's not going to be the last. So I hope that you're able to do whatever you feel is right for yourself and your husband and your family, because ultimately the choice is yours on what you do. The very last comment says, are you me? I could have written this. When our daughter was born, my mother-in-law made a social media post that literally said, well, it's finally official. I'm a grandma and X, Y, and Z is a grandpa. Baby H is born. No mention of either my husband or myself. Just me attitude coming from her. Then 5 days after her birth, they invited their friends to our house without asking and passed around my baby. No one even talked to me the whole time, and I felt reduced to utility. Being a people pleaser, I let this shit happen for years. We've been estranged for 4 years now. My only advice is do it sooner rather than later. Narcissistic parents leave a trail of destruction stretching generations to come. I'm very sorry for you people. I can't even imagine what it would be like to have terrible parents, because my parents are awesome, but I think you're making the right call by cutting them off. I'm sure your children will understand someday, especially with the way that like society is moving. Don't be a people pleaser. Kick them out. Stand firm on your boundaries. Standing firm on your boundaries when you start to implement them is going to feel like isolation, but you will eventually find the right people that really value you and love you and want to be around you and don't want to cross your boundaries. And once you have that circle, you're going to be so happy. Honestly, blood doesn't mean anything if you're blood related to someone and they're going to treat you like this. I think that you are are well within your rights to protect yourself and protect your peace, girl. I can't even imagine how stressful it would be. Like once your kids get older and your mom and dad start saying, oh, we just want to babysit for the night. Immediately no. Imagine the anxiety that you're going to have if you let them do that because you're going to be worried the entire time. I just really feel for you and I hope that you're able to de-stress. I can't even imagine, like, you found out you're pregnant 7 months into it. Oh my God, that is nightmare fuel for me. That is so scary. And then being stuck in, I mean, I guess you're not technically in like a foreign country because that's your home country, but being somewhere away from your actual home like that is probably pretty stressful. And having a 2-year-old already, I mean, you definitely have your hands full. And the last thing you need is adults acting like little babies coming up in your space and disrespecting you. So I think if you want to go no contact with them, you have every right to. I always suggest therapy to people because therapy has really helped me and I feel like it can help you too. So maybe consider going to therapy, even just a couple of sessions just to be able to, you know, have some validation that you are really doing the right thing and get that validation from strangers that, you know, don't come from Reddit. But who am I to say? I mean, I'm a stranger online giving you advice right now if you're out there watching. So I don't know. I really feel for you and I hope that things get better and I hope that you have a smooth delivery and that your baby is healthy and that you are healthy. And yeah, I just wish nothing but the best for you. And I'm sorry that this situation just absolutely sucks. But tell me in the comments below, have you ever had an awkward encounter like this with somebody who is just next level grade A entitled? It's really scary to think that there are people like this out in the world and they don't think there's anything wrong with them. I mean, try confronting a narcissist and see where that gets you. I can tell you from my personal experience, it gets you nowhere and you are better to just cut them off and send them out the door. Say bye-bye. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me today. Sorry, it's a shorter episode. We are only going to have one bonus story on Sunday as well, but it'll be a good one, so be sure to tune in. All right, I will see you on Sunday for the mashup episode. Bye!